Uncle Henry Show, thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710, WNTM, 99.5 FM, The Jag. You can also watch. We do have the video live on the News Radio 710, WNTM Facebook page. What a messy few days we're going through here with this tropical weather from Cindy. Of course, messier for some than for others, depending on where you are and how much rain you're getting. National Weather Service issued a statement a couple of hours ago saying that overnight between what they call mid-evening and around 5 a.m., we got between 2 and 4 inches of rain locally, depending on where you are. And then with what we've got coming our way, we may get the same amount of rain or more by mid-morning. So this makes the even though we've had some of this has let up a bit, at least in our location, more is on the way, and the driving conditions continue to deteriorate with each new round of rain or thunderstorms. And we've been paying more attention than normal to the traffic reports, with hearing about more and more roads are having problems with water on the roads, becoming impassable. Also, we did have a driver that even went off the causeway this morning north of the Bankhead Tunnel, and they're okay from what we've been able to determine. So I just mentioned all of this to let you know that we are going to continue to watch all of this and let you know anything that we think you need to know about the weather and the driving conditions. And if you're in a situation where you don't have to go and get out in the middle of it, then hats off to you. Good for you, because it is not going to, as the day goes on, not going to be great to get out in the middle of it. We've looked at some of the closures too. Mobile and Baldwin County public schools, any of those activities, summer schools, classes, things like that, have been canceled. And there's a long list of summer camps, places where people drop off their kids, too long to go down the list. So if you have been dropping your child off at a summer camp or something like that, you might want to check with them in advance, because lots of these different church activities, lots of organizations that deal with kids during the summer have shut down today. So you'll need to check on that before you head out and try to drop off the child. There's more to come. In fact, we're going to check traffic and weather right now. We do it every 10 minutes on the 9s, and then we'll be right back with more show.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
We have a big accident that's starting to back things up on eastbound I-10 right underneath the Rangeline overpass. This is an accident. It is still blocking the left lane of traffic. It's been there for a while, and you've got a number of emergency vehicles on scene. Looks like a delay of maybe a mile or so starting to build there, so be aware of that. Again, eastbound I-10 in the Tillman's Corner area under the overpass at Rangeline Road. Lots of reports of street flooding starting to develop through the area as well. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life.
While many rose up with violence, he sat down for peace. Mahatma Gandhi reached out with the strength he cultivated within his soul. So, pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Kemco Metal Buildings Weather Center.
A lot of tropical moisture will continue to get slung our way on this Wednesday, all due to Tropical Storm Cindy in the Gulf of Mexico. It's not going to make a landfall in our area, but we are dealing with some tropical rain from that system. 100% chance of showers. Don't forget the umbrella. I'm Local 15's Kelly Foster for this iHeartRadio station.
This is News Radio 710 WNTM. Your home for Rush every weekday at 11. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show, thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. Here dealing with all this rain from Tropical Storm Cindy, flash flood warning, many other watches and warnings and things like that. Coming up at some point this half hour, we're going to try and make contact with Darwin Singleton of Local 15. Get an update on the local impacts of all of this rain. I just heard Kelly Foster with her weather report saying, don't forget the umbrella. I've been very excited on now I'm always looking to improve myself personally and have some type of personal achievement in my life and improve, even though I'm really getting close to the finish line in life. But I'm still striving to improve, and I'm very proud of myself in that I've been able to keep my umbrella with me during all that has gone on. I'm usually the person that is somehow separated from my umbrella, that my umbrella is there's usually the weather is in between me and my umbrella. My umbrella is either left in the car and I'm in the house, or vice versa. And I'm always somehow not positioned properly for umbrella usage. And I'm very proud to report that during the tropical weather, I have been in sync with my umbrella. I have had it with me, and I've been able to avoid being drenched, and it's been very exciting. Now, I know in your life, maybe you've never had this problem of being out of sync with your umbrella, but I've been very out of sync with my umbrella throughout the years of living here along the Gulf Coast. I've always been in my car with the umbrella in the house, or vice versa, but now it's in sync, and I've been able to. And it's important when you wear a hairpiece. It's very important to try and have some type of synchronization between the umbrella and yourself. And so I've done this, and it's been fantastic. And I've been watching other people's umbrella etiquette. Yesterday, when I took the Uncle Henry Show on the road and visited my friends at Mobile Bay Coins, I saw it was raining. I was driving down Government Street, and it was raining as we had the beginnings of all of the Tropical Storm Cindy moisture. And it was raining quite vigorously. And there was a man standing on the side of Government Street. He looked to be in his 50s or 60s. And he was standing in the very vigorous rain with an umbrella by his side unopened. Now, I don't know what that's about. Now, he was badly out of sync with his umbrella. I don't know if maybe he forgot he had it. I tried to, and I didn't, I felt uncomfortable. Even though I was curious, I did not want to stop. I think that would have been awkward if I'd stopped and asked, why are you not utilizing? Maybe the umbrella was not really an umbrella. Who knows? In modern America, I may have asked, why aren't you using his umbrella? And he could have said that it was really a weapon, or who knows? But I do have that personal achievement. So again, we're watching all of the weather. Going to give you any update that you need as we move forward. We're expecting a call sometime in the next few minutes from Darwin Singleton of Local 15 to talk about impact of all of this. Already seeing it on the roads. So stick with us as we move forward. And I'll also find some news items for you. I know you don't want to hear about me. You want to hear about news items. I'll shove them at you along with the weather as we move forward here. Please continue with the Uncle Henry Show. Hey, Facebook. Hey, Facebook. Here we are. We're on Facebook, and this is an exciting thing because Darwin, we have the new partnership with Local 15. And Darwin has not been on my show yet live. And he indicated to me in an email that he is going to call before 7:20. So we're in our final moments waiting for a Darwin call. So there's a level of excitement. Ariel and I are both on alert for the Darwin call. His email to me was all caps. And I'm not going to bring that up I want to because I don't like that. But he probably doesn't have time. It's so hectic, he probably doesn't have time to type with the shift key. If it were a listener sending me I would disregard. In fact, I would utilize my email filter. I don't talk about that on the air much, but I have something wonderful where I'm able to filter emails. So if somebody sends me an all caps email, I can click and tell my email to never let that person send me an email again. Isn't that wonderful? Do you ever do that? Do you ever do that? But I'm not going to bring up the all caps with the email. So we're waiting. The seconds are ticking as Darwin may be calling at some point. Now, let me look and see if I have future. Yeah, okay, some emails. All right, there he is. Darwin is calling in. There he is. So stand by. We're going to be going to Darwin here in just a moment. Stand by.
Appointment there online, or you can call for your appointment. The number is 251-631-3570. That's Advanced Dermatology and Skincare Center.
With Quicken Loans, our simple process helps you understand all the details so you can be confident that you're getting the right mortgage. Call 800-QUICKEN or go completely online with Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.875%, APR 4.23%. Call 800-QUICKEN or get started online at rocketmortgage.com. Apply simply, understand fully, mortgage confidently.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
Hey, for security, alarm systems, cameras, monitoring, and more, call TSI Alarms and Audio. Call 251-662-0500 or online at thetsigroup.com. TSI Alarms and Audio.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Dean McCrary Kia Traffic Center.
A problem spot in Tillman's Corner is still there, but it's really not impacting traffic that much anymore. This is eastbound I-10 under the Range Line overpass. It's a crash still in the left lane of traffic, but most of the emergency vehicles have cleared off, and the delay, what there was, has basically worked itself out. A much better flow of traffic along the way there. Also, we received word that Eglin Parkway and Fort Walton Beach, at least a portion of it, has been closed due to power lines down on the roadway. I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by Compassion International. Every child is born with talents, hopes, and dreams, but poverty will steal those dreams. You can help a child find hope when you become their sponsor with Compassion International. Give a child a chance to dream again. Find out how at compassion.com/radio.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Southern Cancer Center. Weather Center.
Good Wednesday to you, everybody. We do have a tropical storm warning in effect from Mobile and Baldwin County until further notice. This does include our coastal waters just offshore, out 60 nautical miles, all due to Tropical Storm Cindy. It's not going to make a landfall in our area, but we could be dealing with some tropical storm force winds across the area and some torrential downpours. I'm Kelly Foster for Local 15 News in this iHeartRadio station.
This report is brought to you by Compassion International. The future is bleak for a child living in poverty. No school, no dreams, no hope, but you can change all that when you become a Compassion Child sponsor. Just a little more than $1 a day brings hope. Find out how at compassion.com/radio.
We love Nick Saban. Just wanted to get that out of the way. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for watching on the News Radio 710 WNTM Facebook page. And we're very excited to have a new partnership with Local 15, getting news and weather from Local 15. And now, very excited and even honored to have Local 15's Darwin Singleton with us. Darwin, good morning.
I'm having a big spell of deja vu right now.
Oh, you are? How so?
Well, I mean, it's been a long time since we've been on the same side of the radio dial, but here we are again.
Here we are again. The wheel continues to turn, and we're back together with our companies working together. It's great, Darwin. I've really enjoyed having your newscasts on the show and on all of our radio stations. And I know it's very busy for you right now, very hectic because of what's going on. We've been kind of following things from a traffic angle here because we do have our traffic reporters out seeing the impact. What can you tell us about the impact of Tropical Storm Cindy here locally?
Well, some of it may overlap what you're talking about because I sat down and made a list after our morning show was over of things that we were dealing with right to the end of our morning show, and we are continuing to follow it up on social media. But I can tell you that a couple of moments this morning that had us running, scrambling, was got a car flipped over. You probably talked about that on the Cochrane Causeway, upside down in the water, but the driver managed to get out before his car flooded.
No, now we knew it went off the road. We had no idea that it was flipped upside down. So a little more dramatic than we realized.
Yeah, we got the video back a little bit ago. Our photographer, Mike Corey, one of our photographers, has been really busy this morning running around just gathering as much as he can. And he had video of the car, actually the wheels up in the air and the entire cabin submerged, and the guy got out, thank goodness. I'm assuming it was a man, but might have not been, come to think of it. Also, we have right now flooding in Tanner Williams, east of the Coast Guard base. We're hearing that all lanes are blocked. You probably have too. You have a tree down in the Mobile Terrace community on Fillers Lane. Also, Bratz over in Baldwin County. You know, they do that Baylink service in the morning from the eastern shore to downtown. They called that off this morning. But I'll tell you, one of the most dramatic videos this morning was out of New Orleans that we had on our air. And that was from WVUE TV over there in New Orleans. And it was, we don't even know exactly what street it was, but it was a shot of a street that looked like a lake. You couldn't see either side of it. It was just water and just traffic just forging through, passing each other to keep from stalling out. It was the most, it was not smart for these drivers. I'm not going to get really I'm not going to lecture too much.
Well, the National Weather Service would. I mean, they tell us all the time, Darwin, hey, when you see the water, don't drive in it.
Well, absolutely. And today was a perfect example because as we were showing it live to our viewers, you saw a car in the foreground, the first car, and we didn't even see the other cars behind it, but it started to slow down as the water got up over its front bumper. And what the other drivers were doing, because all of a sudden they were going, oh, my gosh, I'm going to stall out, they start passing that car, sending their wake up on the car. So it just turned into a big mess unfolding right in front of us on camera. And it was a perfect example. And I guess there was some use out of it because it was a perfect example of what can happen when you get in water too deep and you shouldn't be driving in it, first of all. So it was a good lesson this morning, and it just kind of unfolded in front of us. So that was the most fascinating thing I've seen all morning because it could have been avoided.
All right. Well, Darwin, I know you have a lot to get to. Before you go, I just wanted to ask, I know you've been working there with the meteorologists at Local 15. Are we in for like another 24 hours of this?
Absolutely. In fact, I was looking at some of the radar a little while ago, and I was talking with Kelly about it. Even after this system gets inland, it continues to swirl, and it continues to pull moisture from the Gulf, and it's going to make an arch over us as it heads to the east. So what it's going to do throughout Thursday, even though it's inland, it's going to keep training these storms right on up into the Gulf, into the coast. So even though it may go inland, we're still going to be getting some high surf and a lot of rain. This thing is still more than 24 hours for us to endure, well beyond that. So just keep that in mind. It's not over, and it won't be over for at least 24 to 48 hours.
Terrific. Well, look, we'll keep watching Local 15, of course, and we'll keep going to you for updates throughout the day. Darwin, thank you so much for giving us your time today.
When you need me, give me a call, and we'll make it happen.
Very good. Thank you. Darwin Singleton, okay. Local 15. How about that? Another 24 hours of this rain. Now think of the drama of going into the water is one thing in your vehicle, but going into the water upside down in your vehicle. When Darwin told me about that, I kind of got chest pains. That's something maybe I need to start practicing on how to get out of my car as quickly as possible if I'm ever upside down in the bay. Not that I ever think that'll happen, but you never know. You never know what could happen. All right, well, we'll keep you up to date. In fact, you, the radio listener, you're about to get news from Darwin coming up, along with traffic, weather, all of that on the way in the next segment here on News Radio 710 WNTM and 99.5 FM, The Jag. And we'll try and perhaps later even try and get Kelly Foster to join us as well with some updates on all of this, because we've already seen the results of the rain we've gotten thus far. Darwin just said maybe another 24 hours of it. So the driving conditions tomorrow morning may be much worse than today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching The Uncle Henry Show.
This is a Bloomberg Market Minute. Crude oil is regaining some ground this morning after slipping further into a bear market. Right now, NYMEX crude is up 0.4% at $43.69 a barrel. Shares of Adobe Systems are up 4% in pre-market trading after the company racked up another quarterly report that beat analyst estimates.
All right, Uncle Henry here on Facebook. I just want to say that Ariel likes to show this picture of me, which is Photoshop. I want you to realize I would never wear that outfit that you're seeing to MobyCon or anywhere else. I would never wear that. I would especially never wear the underpants on the outside of my clothing. Now, Superman can pull that off because Superman is Superman, and he can dress as he wishes. Superman can dress as he wishes because he's Superman. I mean, he can push the moon out of orbit. So if he wants to wear his underwear outside of his clothes or on his head, he can do whatever he wishes. But I am not him, and I would never wear my underpants like that. And that's just another bad Photoshop. I know people probably think it's freedom of speech to Photoshop my head on top of lunatics, but I wish it were illegal to take and Photoshop somebody's head onto somebody else's body. Because, in fact, when Photoshop was first invented, one of the first times that anybody sent me a Photoshop, somebody had taken a picture, it was pornography, of people doing things pornographically with each other. And they Photoshopped Gene Stallings' head onto one person and Bear Bryant's head to the other person. And they thought it would be funny to send that to me. They didn't email it to me. This was back in the day where it was like they'd made a copy on a copying machine and mailed it to me, knowing that I would open the letter and then I would pull out a pornographic illustration of Gene Stallings and Bear Bryant in a pornographic situation. And it was, I would, to this day, I remember it and I'm traumatized by it, and I wanted to physically attack the person that did the Photoshop. So I'm against it. I think it's wrong. There needs to be a law against it. How can that be free speech to put Gene Stallings and Bear Bryant's heads on pornographic pictures? That's not freedom of speech. All right, well, we are in the break. I've got to take a brief, yes, the picture is up because Ariel is doing she's got very important duties, and she left that picture up, I guess, to show me who's boss when it comes to the video. So look, I've got to take a brief time out myself. I'll be right back in just a couple of moments here. Go nowhere, please.
area. Local 15 Today meteorologist Kelly Foster says expect off and on rainstorms with embedded super soakers throughout today. The possibilities of tornadoes also exist in our area as this storm comes closer. A high wind advisory has been issued for the I-10 Escambia Bay Bridge in Pensacola this morning. Motorists are asked to use caution if you're traveling over that bridge on your way to work. And summer classes at Mobile County Public Schools have been canceled for today. However, the JROTC STEM camp will take place as scheduled. Meanwhile, Baldwin County schools also closed for the day. That means all activities, including summer classes, camps, and field trips on Baldwin County Public School campuses have been canceled. However, employees scheduled to report to work still need to report if they can do so safely. Because of recent flooding, the city of Saraland has been trying to stay ahead of Cindy by offering residents sandbags to divert floodwaters. This morning, Saraland residents can pick up sandbags outside of the Public Works Department. Crews began passing out sandbags yesterday. They'll keep doing that until they run out. As Tropical Storm Cindy bears down on the Gulf Coast, the Local 15 News and Weather Team joins forces with the power of iHeartRadio to bring you accurate and instant information about the storm. I'm Local 15's Darwin Singleton for this iHeartRadio station.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Republicans thwart 2 tries to turn red seats blue in special elections, one of them for the Georgia House seat left empty by Health Secretary Tom Price.
After tens of millions spent by both parties, Democrat Jon Ossoff loses his bid. He thanked his supporters.
As darkness has crept across this planet, have provided a beacon of hope.
His Republican opponent, Karen Handel, will now hold the seat.
Fox Radio's Evan Brown, the president last night tweeting his congratulations this morning. He took to Twitter with some criticism for Democrats, saying they'd do much better as a party if they got together with Republicans on health care, tax cuts, security.
In the Senate, Mitch McConnell plans to put forth what he is calling a, quote, discussion draft on the Obamacare repeal and replace form as it relates in the Senate as soon as tomorrow.
Fox's Blake Berman, Fox News. We report, you decide.
Locally owned and operated, Delta Disaster Services is the Gulf Coast solution from minor mishaps to more serious setbacks.
Hello, my name is Matthew Morris with Morris Insurance. When we have a customer call after a pipe breaks or a tree falls through their roof, I want them to know that everything will be taken care of and to give them peace of mind. I'm confident that Zach and his team at Delta Disaster will be there right away, even in the middle of the night.
Mitigation to reconstruction, Delta Disaster is there, servicing Mobile, Baldwin County, Pensacola, and Biloxi.
With Quicken Loans, our simple process helps you understand all the details so you can be confident that you're getting the right mortgage. Call 800-QUICKEN or go completely online with Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.875%, APR 4.23%. Call 800-QUICKEN or get started online at rocketmortgage.com. Apply simply, understand fully, mortgage confidently.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
Let me surprise you with an interesting fact. You ready? Of all the media options today, AM/FM radio reaches the most people each week. Yeah, you heard me right.
All right. And thank goodness that I've been removed. The Photoshop has been removed. So that is wonderful. Glad to be unphotoshopped. All right, we're going to be back on the radio here in about half a minute. And I have some wonderful email from listeners and or viewers, or both. So I'll be getting to that. Good morning to you, the Facebook viewer, whoever you might be, on a wonderful day. I see that Scotty White is still with us of ScottyWhite.com. Also KP. KP, over the last weekend, I had numerous family members ask about you. All right, stand by. We go back to radio.
Expert, then Rush at 11. Right now, it's Uncle Henry on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Still following all with Tropical Cindy and keeping you up to date on anything new with Tropical Storm Cindy and all of the associated impacts of it. And if you were listening to our news break there, or even listened to Darwin when he called into the show a few minutes ago, think of the local impact now, and he says it looks like another 24 hours of rain. So my goodness, keep that in mind. I want to go to, I've got a couple of emails I want to share with you. Well, one of them is a Facebook message that I got earlier this morning. It was about 30 minutes ago, and Mary Z. Lee, a faithful listener and viewer, she contacted me on Facebook to say a certain reporter is reporting in standing water as we speak. Because I'd mentioned on a previous episode of this show that we could expect that the TV stations would send their reporters to stand in water, not near the water. Being near it's not enough. The news director says, get in that water. So because people want to see it. So I got an email here. Let me go to the email inbox. Subject line on the email is storm drains. Email reads, good morning. Uncle Henry, did you happen to see one of our local TV news reporters, a lovely young lady, yesterday standing waist deep inside a storm drain while reporting on the rain we're getting from Tropical Storm Cindy? My question is, will she be getting hazardous pay for standing inside a dirty storm drain while reporting on the weather? Also, they forgot to put up a warning. Don't try doing this in your neighborhood's storm drains. It could be hazardous to your health. And that email from Michael P. Well, Michael P., I did not see that reporter standing in the storm drain. I'm going to guess that a lot of the reporters don't mind it because if they're trying to move up the ladder and get a job in a bigger city, maybe they want to work in Chicago or Los Angeles and stand in those storm drains. So they want to send the video and say, look, I'm a good reporter. I can even report waist deep in a storm drain. If there's ever a problem in Los Angeles, I can step into the storm drain there. So they probably like it. I've never actually asked. I've been able to talk to a few news reporters. I don't know if I feel awkward asking that question. Do you mind? I'm going to guess, though, Michael, that they actually don't mind standing in the storm drain if they're ambitious. Now, if they're not ambitious and they want to stay here because this is a great place to live, we all know and recognize it. Maybe they don't want to do it if they intend to live here for the rest of their lives. But if they want to move up the ladder, they probably are sitting there wishing they could be in the storm drain. We have traffic and weather together for you. We do it every 10 minutes on the 9s, and then we're right back with more Uncle Henry Show, watching Tropical Storm Cindy and the rain.
Time saver traffic from the Dean McCrary Volkswagen Traffic Center.
A lot of our attention has turned to the Fort Walton Beach area here over the last several minutes. One of the reasons is power lines down on the roadway, which has closed a portion of Eglin Parkway. Also, there is some flooding developing there as well. Anchor Street closed now between Blake Avenue and Boeing. No major I-10 problems for those of you coming across the Bayway this morning, but high water is going to be a problem for some time to come. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by the T.J. Martell Foundation. Join the T.J. Martell Foundation in the fight against leukemia, cancer, and AIDS. Your support helps facilitate cutting-edge research that will lead to more effective treatments and save more lives. Visit tjmartell.org to learn more.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Southern Cancer Center. Weather Center.
A lot of tropical moisture will continue to get slung our way on this Wednesday, all due to Tropical Storm Cindy in the Gulf of Mexico. It's not going to make a landfall in our area, but we are dealing with some tropical rain from that system. 100% chance of showers. Don't forget the umbrella. I'm Local 15's Kelly Foster for this iHeartRadio station.
Where the Gulf Coast goes to rock. 101.5 TK101.
Follow us on Facebook. News Radio 710 WNTM. Roll Tide. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. Tropical Storm Cindy, keeping you up to date as we move forward. The Daily Reagan is coming up in about 10 minutes. I don't think I have any Reagan, weather-related Reagan. Angelo's with us from Mobile Bay Coins. So, Angelo, we had Darwin on a little while ago, and he shared with us that when this car went off the causeway this morning into the water, that it was actually upside down in the water with the you know, the part where people sit in is upside down underwater.
Right.
I started thinking
Does that just make you claustrophobic?
Well, it started, I was thinking about, I immediately put myself in the position of the driver and tried to think, how would I handle this? And it made me uneasy because I realized that how disorienting it would be to be unexpectedly upside down, and then you've got to try to find a way out of your car. And,
right.
And in the old days, I think it might have been a little bit easier to figure out because you're rolling something down, but now you're pushing buttons. I'm not confident that I'd be able to get out of the car.
Well, Uncle Henry, look at a couple things in that situation. Number one, most of our seatbelts nowadays lock in that position, so
Right.
you're not even going to be able to get your seatbelt to unlock. Number two, your car is either underwater or going underwater, and what's going to happen to the electronics when it gets wet? That's
Yeah.
going to short out and not even work.
So I think just knowing you, I feel like you would have a better chance of getting out of your car than I would.
Well, Uncle Henry, as you know, I always carry a knife on me.
That's right.
Like
You
we
could
discussed
cut the
before.
seatbelt. You could cut the seatbelt if you.
Go. And then you use the knife. You use the handle of the knife, the metal tip on the handle of the knife, to break out a window and get out into the bay, get out of the vehicle, and get to safety.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, look, I don't want. I know we're just speculating on future mishaps that we hope don't happen. But that's. I'm glad I'm not in that situation of trying to get out of the vehicle, and I'm glad that the person got out and they're okay. Now,
Yeah, that would be no matter what. That would be scary. Uncle.
Now, we normally talk to Angelo about the beautiful shiny things, the precious metals at Mobile Bay Coins, but he just brought up knives, and I was just there yesterday at Mobile Bay Coins and looked at this tool that he showed me that's a cross between a chisel and a knife. That is, it's something like a COP or something. That would probably work good on the window. If somebody wants to stop by and look for a window busting tool, that's it.
As a matter of fact, Uncle Henry, that notch that's on one side of that blade is actually specifically designed to cut through a seatbelt. And if you look at the handle, I did not show this to you, so I apologize. I neglected in my job. But if you look at the end of the handle, there is actually a small hard metal spike there that is specifically designed to break out a window.
No kidding.
Yes, sir.
Wow,
Yes, sir.
okay.
I will post pictures of that on our Facebook page so people can see that in better detail. It's hidden. It had that cool little lanyard on the end of the handle, and that hid that little piece. But I will take a picture of that, and I will zoom in on that today and put that out on the Mobile Bay Coins Facebook page.
All right, look, I know we're supposed to talk about the coins and all of this, but really the knife collection, you'll love looking at the knives there at Mobile Bay Coins, especially the stuff like he just talked about that you don't really see in most other stores. Well, Angelo, look, thank you. I'm glad that you and I are not submerged.
I would agree with that one, Uncle Henry. That's a good position not to be in.
Mobile Bay Coins, 2204 Government Street. Look on Facebook, on their Facebook page, for the picture that Angelo's going to put up of that knife. And then if you need a knife to bust out of your car or whatever, go there and get one at Mobile Bay Coins. Thank you, Angelo. Back in a moment with more show.
If you have a tree problem, call Donnie Chastang at Chastang's Tree Service for a free estimate. Telephone number 251-342-4667. Donnie Chastang with Chastang's Tree Service. Uncle Henry here with my real estate agent, Sandy Frost of Roberts Brothers.
And we're here on Facebook. In the break, in fact, I need to get ready for the Daily Reagan. Okay. Okay. Ariel just let me know that she has to go get. We have new fresh news items from Darwin that she's going to harvest. So it's just me and you. I've got to get ready for the Daily Reagan here. I like to find Ronald Reagan clips that can somehow relate to what's going on in modern times, but I don't have any Ronald Reagan talking about the weather. I'm sure he did talk about it at some point, but I don't have any of it. So just bear with me here for a second as I look for a Reagan to run on the program. And I don't think I have any of him talking about the Georgia special election yesterday that people are talking about. I do have him criticizing Jimmy Carter. I went and spoke yesterday to a group, a Rotary Club in Mobile, and I appreciate the invitation very, very much. When I went in there to speak to the Rotary Club, they sat me down next to a man and they said, "We put you next to this guy, Uncle Henry. He is a big Jimmy Carter fan." And it went on from there. It went on from there. But we made the best of it. We made the best of it there at the Rotary Club. All right, let's see. I'm still looking for... All right, I've found a Reagan that I'm sure will be just fine. So, there it is. All right, what else to mention to you as we await going back on the radio? I mentioned earlier that the actor Daniel Day-Lewis, who played Lincoln, has made an announcement that he's quitting acting. I don't care. No offense to him. I'm sure he's good. He's won 3 Academy Awards, so he's probably pretty good. I don't think I didn't watch Lincoln. No offense to Lincoln, but I didn't watch Lincoln. Has it been on cable yet? So I didn't watch Lincoln. Because I don't feel compelled to watch Lincoln because I know how it turns out. And it doesn't turn out good for him. So there's no suspense. And he was in a movie called My Left Foot. I never saw that. And then he won an Academy Award for There Will Be Blood. And I remember trying to watch that and not being able to force myself to finish it. But I know he's pretty good, allegedly, because he's won all these awards. But he announced that he's quitting acting, but he won't say why, and it's none of our business. It's private. I kind of like that because it's such a contradiction to announce something that's none of your business. And I want to try and figure out a way to do that in my own life. Because there's a lot of things that aren't your business. But I don't announce them because they're private and they're none of your business. But he decided to announce something that's private and none of our business. And that contradiction fascinates me. And so I'm going to probably, in days to come, I'm going to probably come up with something that I don't want you to know, that's none of your business. And I'm going to announce that I'm not going to tell you about it. So be aware of that. All right, stand by. We are about to go back to radio.
Dreams. You can help a child find hope when you become their sponsor with Compassion International. Give a child a chance to dream again. Find out how at compassion.com/radio.
Your home for traffic and weather on the 9s every morning. This is News Radio 710 WNTM.
We've arrived at the Daily Reagan here, and we'll keep you up to date, of course, on Tropical Storm Cindy, the impacts locally. But first, we have the Daily Reagan. The Daily Reagan, a presentation of SAD Healthcare, SAAD, sadhealthcare.com.
A fellow named James Allen once wrote in his diary, Many thinking people believe America has seen its best days. He wrote that July 26, 1775. There are still those who believe America is weakening, that our glory was the brief flash of time called the 20th century, that ours was a burst of greatness too bright and brilliant to sustain, that America's purpose is past. My friends, I utterly reject those views. That's not the America we know. We were meant to be masters of destiny, not victims of fate.
Uncle Henry Show with the Daily Reagan. Daily Reagan presented by SAD Healthcare, SAAD, sadhealthcare.com. Thank you for supporting the Daily Reagan. Tropical Storm Cindy. Lots of rain overnight. Flash flood warning due to all the rain. National Weather Service says anywhere between 2 to 4 inches overnight and 2 or more by mid-morning. And then Kelly Foster says maybe 24 hours more of this. So flash flooding, lots of it. Just be aware of all that. We've already seen impacts on the roads. So driving conditions probably won't get better over the next 24 hours. So if you can be wherever you are, good for you. We'll keep you up to date as we go forward here on News Radio 710 WNTM and 99.5 FM, The Jag. Now, in other news, aside from Tropical Storm Cindy, a lot of people in the country were paying attention to the congressional race in Georgia. People wanted it to be some kind of referendum on President Trump. And so you had a lot of money spent. It's now infamous for being the most expensive congressional race in the United States history, with the Republican winning. The Republican did win against the Democrat. The Democrat, 30-year-old guy who's a documentary filmmaker, of interest to me only because he doesn't live in the district, which I find is weird as any. Though you would run for a political office where in a place you don't live, I find that, and you can't vote for yourself. I find that just weird. But I got to thinking about it, especially last hour when I was talking to Joe Gomez of NBC about this. The Democrat lost, but did he really on a personal level? Because he's 30. He's a documentary filmmaker. And now, so many people know who he is that would not have known who he is. In fact, a lot of the money that came into his campaign came out of Hollywood, came out of California. Those are the people that in his business, those are the people he needs to know. And now all those people know who he is. They're going to remember his name. When he has to go in and try and find investors or people to back his films, if he decides to stay in that profession, they're all going to know him. They're all going to be aware of him, and they may want to fund his documentaries now. It may have been a terrific career move for this 30-year-old to run for Congress and lose. Because what a great career path he's now got. Access to all those investors, all those people know him. So not only can they funnel the money to him, if he wants to get their cooperation in doing documentaries, he can probably now get interviews with people that would not have given him interviews in the past. So what a great thing for him to lose on a personal level. And that's a job, of all the jobs in politics, Some jobs in politics look pretty good. Like senator, it's a pretty good job. You get a pretty good salary. There are a lot of perks, and you're not always running for re-election. But House of Representatives, that's every 2 years. You're really running all the time. You've got to constantly go out and campaign and ask for campaign contributions. And it's just, House of Representatives is much harder. That doesn't look like a good job at all when it comes down to quality of life. So this guy actually won personally. He won by losing. I've never thought, I wonder if there's a way, I'm going to have to evaluate that myself and see if there's something I can go out and lose and still win. Would it help well, I better do that speculation off the air, because if I do try to do something and deliberately lose and let you know about it in advance, it won't have the same impact. So never mind. Forget I said that. And don't tell anybody. All right, we're about to go into our top of the hour news break. So we're going to have all the latest, not only the national news for the radio listener, but also local news with Darwin. We have him giving us the very latest on the impacts of Tropical Storm Cindy and all that moisture, and also what to expect today and the next several days. We'll get that from Kelly Foster of Local 15. That is coming up on the Uncle Henry Show.
If you know the value of good machines, then it's high time we got together. We're Bailey Industrial, builders of metal and woodworking equipment. Hard-working machines for hard-working people. We stand behind our equipment and make sure our equipment stands behind you. Offering you the after-sale support you need to keep your shop running smoothly, which means making sure you have what you need when you need it. Typically shipping within 72 hours or less. So whether you're a fabricator or manufacturer of metal or wood products, go to Bailey.com or call 920-MACHINE and we'll send you a catalog. That's right, friend, over 400 pages of what you love most, machines. So whatever you're looking to build or manufacture, do it with Bailey Industrial, the company you can trust to give you the equipment and service you can rely on. That's B-A-I-L-E-I-G-H, Bailey, because if it's worth doing right, it's only right to do it with Bailey. So call 920-MACHINE or go to Bailey.com now and pick up your free catalog.
Angelo's here from Mobile Bay Coins. Angelo, do you really buy coins?
We certainly do, Uncle Henry, and that's one thing a lot of people, I guess, just don't realize is, yes, we do free appraisals, yes, we inspect your jewelry, and we do all these other cool things, but if you come in with a coin collection and you want to sell it, that offer we're making you is the amount of money we're going to give you if you decide to sell it.
So you buy them from individuals, not just wholesalers? You buy them from people off the street?
Correct, Uncle Henry. If your neighbor has a coin collection that her grandfather left her and she wants to bring it by the shop, we will do a free appraisal, we will make an offer, and she can walk out the door with a check or cash in her hands.
What if a person just has one coin? Is that enough, or do they need to have a collection?
That's plenty. They can bring one coin by. They can bring the entire collection by. We recommend that the more they have, bring it in all at once and let us go through the whole process. We love to take a look at them and make them a great offer.
So you really buy coins?
We really, truly buy coins at Mobile Bay Coins.
Mobile Bay Coins, 2204 Government Street, Midtown Mobile. Look for them on Facebook, mobilebaycoins.com.
Your severe weather station. This is News Radio 710 WNTM Mobile, an iHeart radio station. 99.9 WMXC HD3 Mobile. 710 Time Saver Traffic from the Dean McCrary Porsche Traffic Center.
Earlier accident spot that blocked the right lane of westbound I-10 just outside of the Wallace Tunnel has been moved out of the roadway, but that right lane was blocked long enough that it has sent a pretty good delay back across the Bayway. You're going to run into some brake lights waiting right around the Causeway interchange in Mid-Bay, but not that far past that point. Things will open up better for you as, again, the accident spot now out of the roadway, westbound I-10 outside of the tunnel. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by Compassion International. The future is bleak for a child living in poverty. No school, no dreams, no hope. But you can change all that when you become a Compassion Child sponsor. Just a little more than $1 a day brings hope. Find out how at compassion.com/radio.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Southern Cancer Center. Weather Center.
Good Wednesday to you, everybody. It's going to be a wet go of it today. We have a tropical storm warning from Mobile and Baldwin County until further notice and our coastal waters. So keep in mind today we're going to have some heavy downpours. In between now and Thursday, we're talking 4 to 8 inches of rain, isolated spots up to 10 inches. I'm Kelly Foster for Local 15 News in this iHeartRadio station.
Back to the drawing board for Democrats. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We showed the world that in places where no one thought it was even possible to fight, we could fight.
But it was a losing battle for Jon Ossoff in Georgia. Republican Karen Handel beat him. Winning the most expensive House race ever as Democrats hope to flip a red seat blue, a referendum on President Trump. Republican Ralph Norman also won a House race in South Carolina.
What I intend to help him on is to publicize the good things he's doing for the country.
Now, the president congratulated both winners on Twitter. Fox's John Decker live at the White House.
President Trump taking a victory lap, tweeting Democrats would do much better as a party if they got together with Republicans on health care, tax cuts, security. Obstruction doesn't work. Democrats sought to make the recent special elections a referendum on the president's first 5 months in office, but that strategy appears to have backfired. In a tweet last night, the president wrote, "Well, the special elections are over, and those that want to make America great again are 5-0. Dave?
John, the president's son-in-law and advisor Jared Kushner is in Israel for a day of talks trying to restart the Middle East peace process, meeting separately with the Israeli prime minister and the Palestinian president. They've tightened security again in Belgium the day after a terrorist's failed attack at a Brussels train station with a bomb full of nails. He ended up being shot and killed by a soldier. On the first day of summer, as the Southwest swelters again, it could hit 120 in Phoenix. A tropical storm is churning toward the Texas-Louisiana coast.
This is not very typical-looking tropical storm with the heaviest rains well far removed from the center.
That's Richard Pash, the National Hurricane Center. Tropical Storm Cindy could dump up to a foot of rain on some areas, stretching from Texas to the Florida Panhandle, and that could lead to flash flooding. This is Fox News. Fair and balanced.
Tropical Storm Cindy miles away from the Gulf Coast, but already making her presence known. I'm Local 15's Darwin Singleton. These are your local news headlines at this hour. Mobile and the Gulf Coast now feeling the effects of Tropical Storm Cindy. The center of Cindy is still expected to make landfall early Thursday morning along the Texas-Louisiana border, but Mobile and coastal Mississippi will remain under a tropical storm warning for at least the next 24 hours. Why? Because of intense rain. Some parts of our Gulf Coast have already seen more than 6 inches of it. And there's more to come. Local 15 Today meteorologist Kelly Foster says expect off and on rainstorms with embedded super soakers throughout today. This all makes for a rough commute for drivers. We've already had reports this morning of accidents, including a car flipped upside down in water on the Cochran Causeway near the Africatown Bridge. The driver managed to get out before the car filled with water. Tanner Williams Road east of the Coast Guard base reported flooded this morning. Roads on the east end of Dauphin Island already submerged, and Bratz Bay Link between downtown and the eastern shore will not be in service today. If you're traveling to the east, there's a high wind advisory for drivers on I-10 as they cross the Escambia Bay Bridge near Pensacola. And tornado warnings have been issued all the way to Eglin Air Force Base and back into Harrison County, Mississippi. As Tropical Storm Cindy bears down on the Gulf Coast, the Local 15 News and Weather Team joined forces with the power of iHeartRadio to bring you accurate and instant information on the storm. I'm Local 15's Darwin Singleton for this iHeartRadio station.
From the Mercedes-Benz of Mobile Studios, this is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM 99.5 FM. The Jag. We're also feeding video on Facebook. You can watch on the News Radio 710 WNTM Facebook page. We'll keep you up to date on Tropical Storm Cindy, all the impact of all of this rain with Kelly Foster, Local 15 meteorologist. She's going to check in with us live in about 15 minutes, and we'll find out what we can expect over the next day. We've already seen impact with all of the rain that happened last night. Of course, it was off and on rain yesterday, and then last night quite a bit. National Weather Service saying about 2 to 4 inches, depending on your location, overnight. And then we get more rain on the way for this morning. You just heard Darwin Singleton in the news break say that more rain through the next 24 hours. So whatever, we've already seen what it's like now for driving conditions. We can only expect the driving conditions to deteriorate with more rain. So just keep that in mind. We had the dramatic scene on the causeway. Well, I don't know how dramatic it was because I didn't see it. But Darwin told us last hour that we had the car that went off the causeway, the Cochran Causeway, just north of the Bankhead this morning. It did go upside down into the water, and the driver had to make their way out of the vehicle as it was submerged upside down. And that is something that when I hear that story, my first inclination automatically is to imagine myself in that situation. And I don't really feel confident in my own abilities to get myself out of the car when I'm up. See, it's the upside down part. Sometimes I have trouble getting out of my recliner, and I'm not even completely upside down. I'm just reclined, just way back. So the idea of being upside down and in the car and in the water, a little complicated for somebody with my limited abilities. But that person did get out of their vehicle, and congratulations to them, and thank goodness that they made it out of the vehicle okay. So, again, we will keep you up to date. In fact, in just a moment, we'll have traffic and weather for you. We do it for you every 10 minutes on the 9s. That's going to be probably of more value to you today, this afternoon, and especially tomorrow morning, as we try and figure out which roads are passable and which ones are not passable. I did see the news stories yesterday about the city of Mobile trying to be as proactive as possible with the city going out to areas that they know have had trouble with drainage and to try and make sure that those areas were as clear as possible. Great to see that. All right, look, traffic and weather together, and then more Uncle Henry Show here as we follow the weather.
Time saver traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
Earlier accident spot that blocked the right lane of westbound I-10 just outside of the Wallace Tunnel has been moved out of the roadway, but that right lane was blocked long enough that it has sent a pretty good delay back across the Bayway. You're going to run into some brake lights waiting right around the Causeway interchange in Mid-Bay, but not that far past that point. Things will open up better for you as, again, the accident spot now out of the roadway, westbound I-10 outside of the tunnel. With time saver traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Kemco Metal Buildings Weather Center.
A lot of tropical moisture will continue to get slung our way on this Wednesday, all due to Tropical Storm Cindy in the Gulf of Mexico. It's not going to make a landfall in our area, but we are dealing with some tropical rain from that system. 100% chance of showers. Don't forget the umbrella. I'm Local 15's Kelly Foster for this iHeartRadio station.
This report is brought to you by Compassion International. Every child is born with talents, hopes, and dreams, but poverty will steal those dreams. You can help a child find hope when you become their sponsor with Compassion International. Give a child a chance to dream again. Find out how at compassion.com/radio.
Mobile's News Radio 710 WNTM. Traffic updates every 10 minutes on the 9s every morning. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show, thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. Following the weather of Tropical Storm Cindy, all the rain. We'll have Kelly Foster, Local 15 meteorologist Kelly Foster, on with us in about 10 minutes to give us the latest and let us know what to expect over the next several days. Is it just me, or has it seems like it's rained for a month? Now, I'm exaggerating. I'm sure I'm exaggerating, as human beings are prone to do, but it does seem like a lot over the past several weeks. And here we are with a lot of it overnight. And spots that probably rarely flood may actually flood with what is to come over the next 24 hours. So looking forward to Kelly Foster joining us here in just a few minutes to give us the latest on that. There have been some closures today. I looked at a list. Now, of course, Mobile and Baldwin public schools that were offering summer school type programs, those are closed, as you might imagine. And I've looked at some long lists of different organizations that are closed. The list is so long, I'm not going to go down the whole list, but it is anything that was a summer camp for kids. If you have been taking your child to drop them off somewhere, most of those, a lot of these church camps and things, they're closed. So if you have not yet gone out to drop a child off somewhere, you might want to check in before you take the child, because so many of them, too many to list, have shut down because of the weather situation. So that is a concern. If you have to, it may be take your daughter or son to work day if you have no other option. In fact, I went into Ariel, the video producer of the show. I went into her studio yesterday, right before the show started, and it looked like somebody had I wondered if somebody had deliberately wrecked her studio, that if a coworker was maybe getting revenge on her or playing a practical joke on her by tearing up her little work area. There were things just all over the floor. And then I found out it was because she had to bring her son to work. She had to bring her son to work Tuesday afternoon or Monday afternoon, and that's what it's like to have the child on the job. There can be lots of destruction. So I wish you the best. If it's take your son or daughter to work day today because of the storm, I wish you the very best in your work situation. Now, coming up, we're going to have, again, more traffic and weather for you. We do it every 10 minutes on the 9s. And also, in the next segment of the show, Kelly Foster, Local 15 meteorologist, she's going to join us in about 5 minutes to give us the latest. Also, in the next segment of the show, if I remember correctly, I think that we have more word on the state auditor. This has nothing to do with weather. The state auditor and his run for governor, which looks like that's now official. So we'll get into all of that as we continue. Up next, after some sponsors, traffic and weather, and then more Uncle Henry Show with Kelly Foster.
If you're looking for a chiropractor, check out my chiropractor, Dr. Call, at Mobile Chiropractic Associates. You can call them at 251-341-1211. Online, chiroassociates.com.
Hey guys, pardon the advertising interruption to your radio program. Do yourself a favor and please listen carefully. If you have tried or wanted to try Viagra or other male prescriptions in the last few years, you need to hear about Noxitril, the super pill that will transform your sex life forever. You see, Noxitril has been formulated and developed in U.S. FDA labs, and it's the real deal. Noxitril works, period. Strong, explosive results that increase blood flow fast. And best of all, there are no side effects like prescription meds. After years of research, the developers of Noxitril got it right. This remarkable pill is off the charts. Right now, we encourage you to take advantage of our incredible free bottle offer. So what are you waiting for? Noxitril. It's that good.
Call now and find out how to get a free bottle of Noxitril while supplies last. Call 1-800-551-4182. That's 800-551-4182. Free bottles for a limited time, so call now. 800-551-4182. That's 800-551-4182.
When you're hiring for a growing business, you don't need lots of candidates. You need the right candidates. You need Indeed.com. With an algorithm that positions your job post where quality candidates are, and screener questions that help you zero in on the best talent. Indeed.com, the site proven through an independent study to deliver 5 times more hires than any other. New users claim your $50 credit for a sponsored job at Indeed.com/credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
We don't like party crashers, do we? Especially in the form of mosquitoes. Hey, it's Shelby for Bugmaster, Mobile, and Baldwin counties. They say, take back your backyard.
And here we are on Facebook, the Uncle Henry Show on Facebook. I'm waiting. I'm watching the hotline to see Kelly Foster is calling in from Local 15. I'm kind of nervous because I've never, ever talked to Kelly Foster. Now, I've been in the same room as Kelly Foster during hurricanes because we used to be radio partners a long, long time ago with Local 15. That was a long time ago. So this is, I've never talked to her. So we're going to have her live in a moment. And then more show. And good morning to those of you watching. I can see that Shrun is watching, but I'm not sure who else. Facebook cannot tell me who else is watching. But thank you for watching, whoever you are, on Facebook. What can I tell you that's not weather related? I'm not sure. I will tell you on a personal level, I've started watching I'm a company man. So when we partner up with a TV organization, I watch their news. So for years, I was watching WKRG. Now I've switched to Local 15 because we're partners. And what that means is then when their news is over at 6:30, I'm now, for the first time in 10 or 15 years, I'm seeing Entertainment Tonight. Entertainment Tonight, which, by the way, this week has been all Beyonce's twins. I think I've seen video of Jay-Z in an SUV every night for 3 nights in a row. That's what I'm doing. That's what our partnership has brought to me. Is I'm now more up to date on Jay-Z in an SUV. Entertainment Tonight is a fascinating show in that I can never tell if they're telling me an actual news item or if they're promoting when they're going to tell me a news item. They're always telling you what's coming up next, and I can never tell when we've actually gotten to what they're telling me. Does that make sense? So it keeps me in a state of semi-confusion. Am I seeing a news story about Beyonce, or are they telling me about how they're going to tell me later about Beyonce? I can't tell when it's actually happening. All right, stand by as we go back to radio.
Uncle Henry Show, only on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM 99.5 FM The Jag. Kelly Foster of Local 15. Very, very busy, as you might imagine. We're going to talk to Kelly Foster. This is the first time I've ever gone on the air with Local 15 meteorologist Kelly Foster. Kelly Foster, good morning.
Good morning to you. This is exciting.
Well, it is for me and for the listener, and for you probably very hectic. I could tell just from looking at email that you were up doing weather forecasts around 2:30 this morning.
Oh, I was. You know, I live in Mississippi, so I was up at midnight, and I was driving in that mess along I-10 to be at work at 1, because we started doing cut-ins at the top and bottom of every hour once Cindy became a tropical storm, and we have just been inundated with rain. But thankfully right now we're getting a little bit of a break, but we're going to have more scattered tropical downpours on the way later today.
All right, and that's the main reason I wanted to ask you to come on the show, because we've talked to Darwin about the actual impact, what we've seen with the roads and how it's impacting people's lives, but you're the person to tell us about the future. How much more rain are we going to get?
Well, it looks like we could be picking up probably another 4 to 5 inches of rain. I was looking at the rainfall estimates, and it was showing places like New Orleans picking up about 11 inches. Mobile, on the last 10-point predictor, I'm looking at the map in front of me, about 9 inches of rain before we're through Thursday night. So in addition to what's already fallen, that's probably another 4 to 5 inches of rain. So it's really been unbelievable already. You know, Gulf Shores picked up 5 inches. They could see another 5. So all due to Cindy, which is, you know, more than 300 miles away from us. But the feeder bands with the system is, you know, it's just so big that it's really impacting places, you know, as far east as Destin. So it's been incredible that, you know, the wind field and where the feeder bands are coming in, just so displaced really from the center of the system.
You're listening to Local 15 TV meteorologist Kelly Foster. So 4 to 5 inches more are possible between now and Thursday evening. Now, what about after Thursday? Because we've had, it seems like it's been raining for a month. I know that's it's an exaggeration, but still we've had a lot of rain. Are we going to get any series of days where we have kind of a break from all this rain?
Oh, you know what? I think as we head into Friday, we're going to have less in the way of rain. You know, just a few little scattered showers. We're just not going to be inundated with, you know, heavy-duty rain that's just blinding and keeps you stuck inside. So I think Friday right now we're showing really high rain chances, but it looks like, I think by the afternoon hours, once the system kind of pulls well north of us, you know, it's going to be in the Tennessee River Valley by Friday. I think we will have some nice breaks in this wet weather pattern, and less rain coming in over the weekend, but there's not a day in the 7-day forecast, though, that's at 0%. So all the way through the middle of next week, we've got a chance of it. So
okay, so Kelly Foster, you're saying that we could get anywhere from 4 to 5 inches more rain, at least in Mobile County, and I'm going to guess then that tomorrow morning may be very similar to today in that possibility of flash flood warnings, things like that for tomorrow morning?
Yeah, we definitely could be looking at that. You know, we've seen those rain bands coming in overnight, and we were seeing, you know, heavier showers developing. There was a few breaks, and I was trying to get that window in to drive to Mobile. I live in Mississippi, and it just seemed like I would see a break, and then there would be more development back behind it. So along these bands, until the system, you know, moves inland and totally weakens, there is going to be the potential for more of these feeder bands to work their way in and drop really some heavy amounts of rain that's going to cause some problems. So, you know, as you've been talking about, not only the past couple of days have we been wet, but over the past couple of weeks, we've just been dealing with a lot of heavy rain, even over this past weekend. So hopefully, as we head on into early next week, we'll see less in the way of rain and begin to get a more sunny pattern coming into play.
Well, Kelly Foster, I know you're busy. Thank you for your time.
You are welcome.
When do you get to sleep?
Not much. I think I've only had about an hour and a half of rest. So I'm ready for this system just to kind of move on in and dissipate where we can get some sunshine back in here.
Very good. Hey, Kelly Foster, thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me. Have a good day and stay dry.
I will. Thank you, Kelly Foster. Local 15 meteorologist Kelly Foster. And we'll probably be checking in with her again tomorrow morning on the show, just based on what she had to say. So the possibility of 4 to 5 more inches of rain, I hope that it is spread out as much as possible if we get that much. Because we've had enough. We've had enough. So she lives in Mississippi. Now, in future conversations with her, I'm going to have to ask her about driving in from Mississippi on the air at 5 o'clock in the morning, leaving home at midnight. I would wonder if there's maybe local real estate agents would contact her with some type of offer on a condo or something locally. All right, look, we're going to take a break. Coming up for the radio listener, we have not only Kelly Foster's weather from Local 15, plus traffic, news from Fox, news from Darwin of Local 15, and then we're back with more Uncle Henry shows. We continue to follow the effects, the impact of Tropical Storm Cindy, and other news. In fact, Jim Ziegler looks like he's officially in that race for governor. We'll get into that before the end of the next half hour of the Uncle Henry Show.
My friends, to say that liberals are soft on crime is an understatement. Just look at their attitude.
All right, welcome back. We're here on Facebook. Let me see if there's anybody watching on Facebook. There are. Wow. Okay. We've got Shrun and Erdman. The musician. Erdman, are you coming in Friday? Are you part of that, Erdman? And Kurt Kramer of the Angry Emoji. All right, look, Ariel, please join me here. We haven't heard from Ariel. She's been very busy. She's got a lot on her plate. Ariel works on numerous radio stations and has to do a lot of different things. And she's had to update all of our news and weather throughout the morning.
I have.
And Ariel's on the beat. She's on thebeatofmobile.com, 100.3 The Beat. Now, Ariel, I sent you, last night I was watching Local 15 News because I'm a company man and they're our new partners.
Of course.
And they started talking about their partnership with iHeartRadio.
Okay.
And they showed a graphic. Greg Peterson said, and here are our radio partners. And he showed a graphic. And there it is. All right. So Ariel is showing it to us now.
Yeah, that looks good.
All right. Now, I want you to look at the stations. Does anything pop out? Do you notice anything about that list of stations that's of note?
Not necessarily. I mean, there are stations.
Right.
So.
All right. Let's see. Now, keep the graphic up. We've got 95 KSJ. They're the big dog.
Mm-hmm.
They wag this. That tail wags this entire dog industry.
Right.
95 KSJ, Mix 99, TK 101, 96.1 The Rocket, 107.3 Kiss, 100.3 The Beat. The Beat made it there.
Right.
Strangely, the station, I'm on 2 stations, and they're not on the list. Look at that.
Noticed that.
Now, I'm on, of all of our stations, I'm on 2 of them, and they left, the 2 stations I'm on,
right?
They don't put on there.
Oh, no.
99.5 FM The Jag and News Radio 710 WNTM off the list.
Oh, my goodness. Maybe they didn't know.
Well, I'm not going to bring it up to them. It's brand new. Maybe they're showing me. Maybe they want to keep me humble and say, look, we need this guy to, because in the past, maybe 10, 15 years ago, I kind of sort of liked to poke fun at the TV partner, and that did not go over well.
Yeah.
That did not. It doesn't. The TV partners do not enjoy it when you're poking fun at them.
So they're serving you a slice of humble pie.
Maybe they're letting me know. Maybe this is like in baseball where you throw the pitch close to the batter. You don't actually hit them, but you get it really close so that they back off. Maybe that's what that was.
Yeah.
But you can imagine, I was having a meal, and I look up at that list, and I almost spit all over the table.
They were trying to make sure you knew no shenanigans this time, or we'll wipe you out.
Right. Actually, one incident that popped up, I made a TV executive angry locally many, many years ago because one of the I don't even want to get into the names of the channels because just in case these people are still upset.
Okay.
But one of the broadcast networks did a special miniseries on Noah's Ark.
Oh, okay.
And it was a dramatic, like 4-hour TV event telling the story of Noah's Ark.
Oh, no.
But they thought it wasn't exciting enough. So they created a situation where Noah's in the ark with all the animals and his family, and Lot and other survivors of the great flood were on another boat, and they were acting like pirates. I'm not making this up.
That is not biblical.
No, it is not. And they go up to the ark, and they jump on the ark, and it's a battle for Noah's Ark, where Noah his family has to fight the people that are on the ark. And I'm not making this up.
I wish you were.
And also the animals, Ariel, joined the fight to defend the ark.
No.
Yes.
So no. This is not an episode of Power Rangers, people. This is biblical. You got to leave it alone.
So I saw it, and I thought, I've got to talk about this on the air. This is the Battle of Noah's Ark. And the local TV manager, they were so mad.
Oh.
They were so mad that I criticized the Noah's Ark movie. They called my boss. I found out about it because they called my boss. Oh, they were mad.
And they didn't like that you made fun
of
why did Uncle Mortal Kombat scene.
Why did Uncle Henry attack the Noah's Ark? We're trying to make a living here, and he's attacking the Noah's Ark movie.
Oh,
and so anyway, I've learned to watch what I say.
I haven't.
Okay. Well, good. I'm going to count on you then.
Okay.
I'm going to count on you to bring these things up.
Okay.
All right. Well, Ariel. By the way, Ariel, fantastic job this morning with the video with me and Darwin and the weather radar. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ariel. Ariel working very hard today. And because of the weather, I don't know that this would be a day that we would do Dear Ariel, and I don't think I really can. Speaking of bosses, if they tuned in to the radio broadcast during a tropical storm and heard me reading letters to Dear Abby, they would probably be mad. Yes, bosses, I'm still in a situation where bosses do matter. All right, let's see. We're going to be back on the radio in about a minute. We do have the newspaper where we would have the Dear Ariel. And there is a big story about waffles. So if you're wondering, should I buy the paper? There are waffles in it. There are waffles in it. You know, I need to look up that Noah's Ark movie and see whatever happened to it. I wonder if anybody's out there, if it's on Netflix or something, and people are watching the Battle of Noah's Ark. That does sound like TV, though. We've got the Bible, and it's not interesting enough. We're somehow the biblical stories we need to throw some more action. A global catastrophe like a flood, not interesting enough. We need to throw in pirates. All right, stand by. We go back to radio.
Beal, Daphne, and Bay Minette. Find out more online at advanceddermclinic.com.
You're home for Rush every weekday at 11. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show, thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. Tropical Storm Cindy, we're watching local impact. We've had a break, at least in Mobile County, a break in some of the rain. Still lots of rain. I noticed to the east of us, Kelly Foster was on with us about 10 minutes ago to tell us that over the next 24 hours, there's the possibility of 4 to 5 inches of additional rain. So keep that in mind. We'll keep you up to date as we move forward, and you can continue to listen to our radio stations throughout the day, and we'll have updates from Local 15, both news and weather, on the weather and impacts from the weather. Now, in other news, you may remember the state auditor, Jim Ziegler. People have wondered if he wanted to run for governor, and he did actually write a book that is a fictional account of him running for governor. But he said that that didn't mean he was running for governor. Even though he wrote a book about him running for governor, that didn't mean he was running for governor. He would see the reaction to the book, and maybe he would run for governor if people liked the book. Now he has sent out an email. Let me go to the email inbox because I have a brand new, fresh email from him. Subject line on the email is press release. Ziegler starts exploratory campaign for governor. And the email reads, State Auditor Jim Ziegler has begun an exploratory campaign to assess a possible run for governor. Ziegler launched a Facebook page last week titled Jim Ziegler Exploratory Campaign for Governor. The page now has 7,506 likes. He says he would run to stop wasteful spending, mismanagement, and corruption in state government. The email goes on to list some of the things that Ziegler has done as state auditor, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So he says his official status is, quote, potential candidate for governor, end quote. So he's still not officially running. He's now officially a potential candidate for governor. So he wrote a book, a fictional book where he runs for governor, but that doesn't mean he's running for governor. And now he's officially a potential candidate for governor, but not actually running for governor. It's almost like he's announced that he's running for governor twice, even though he hasn't actually officially announced that he's running for governor. So I do not know what the next step is. But as of now, please don't be confused. As of now, Jim Ziegler says his official status is potential candidate for governor. Traffic and weather together. We have it for you every 10 minutes on the 9s. Back in just a moment after the traffic and weather.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
As the wind and rain continues to move through the area, the number of flooded roads is going up in Santa Rosa County. Garcon Point and Mary Kitchens virtually impassable at this point. Water covering the roadway on Highway 90 in Grand Bay. Halls Mill near Demetropolis as well. A portion of Tanner Williams that runs near the Coast Guard entrance gate. All of that has seen a lot of high water. Now, in some cases, there are barricades in the roadway, other cases not. But most of these roads are impassable at the present time. I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by McDonald's.
Hit McDonald's for mega values and variety. For a limited time, enjoy soft drinks for $1 each. Small McCafe Delights for $2, and sausage biscuits, burritos, and McMuffins just $1.19 each. Price and participation may vary.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Southern Cancer Center. Weather Center.
A lot of tropical moisture will continue to get slung our way on this Wednesday, all due to Tropical Storm Cindy in the Gulf of Mexico. It's not going to make a landfall in our area, but we are dealing with some tropical rain from that system. 100% chance of showers. Don't forget the umbrella. I'm Local 15's Kelly Foster for this iHeartRadio station.
Never miss a riff. TK 101, the rock station. We love Nick Saban. Just wanted to get that out of the way. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show, thank you for listening to it. Keeping up with all of the Tropical Storm Cindy weather updates. Flash flood warning in effect until 10:15 this morning. And really, with the rain that's expected, it's either a watch or a warning for the next 24 hours when it comes to the possibility of flooding. And you just heard the traffic report with more and more roads being reported as impassable. Now, it was about 20 minutes ago we had Kelly Foster of Local 15 on to talk about all of the rain that is on the way in the next 24 hours. And I did get an email on the Kelly Foster appearance on the program. Subject line on the email is Kelly Foster. Email reads, "Isn't she a ray of sunshine on such a day?" That was an uplifting performance she put on. Oh, and congratulations to gubernatorial candidate Ziegler. Roll Tide Roll. He's got my vote. And that email from 60-year-old Chris in West Loxley. Now, Chris, thank you for continuing to listen to the show. Kelly Foster was high energy, upbeat and accurate with her discussion, and it was impressive to me in that she revealed to us she's been up since midnight. She drove in from Mississippi to her job after midnight. She was at Local 15 doing weather forecasts at 2 o'clock in the morning. I saw from our emails here at work that she was providing updates to us at 2:30 a.m. So now it's after 8:30 in the morning, and her energy level, she sounds like she's ready to go out and run a marathon or something. I need to find out whatever her diet is, her exercise routine. I want all of it. I need whatever she's got going on, I need it. Because I can get plenty of sleep and still feel like a slug. So whatever it is that she's got going on, maybe it's avocado, who knows? But that, yes, her energy level is outstanding. And then you mentioned gubernatorial candidate Jim Ziegler. In that email, Chris, he says he's officially a potential candidate, not an actual candidate. Jared, good morning.
Good morning to you, Uncle Henry.
Yes.
You just done your email. Some guy said Kelly Foster, the lady that do the weather on 15.
Yes.
He said she was a real sunshine.
Yes.
Well, would you tell him, please, check out WKRG 5. There's Melissa Constanza. Now, that is a super ray of sunshine. That's just all I want to say, Uncle Henry.
All right. Well, to each his own. To each his own. Kelly Foster. Melissa Constanza, bless her heart. Young and learning as she goes. While Kelly Foster, with many, many years of experience, and she brings gravitas and energy, which is a rare combination. Usually people with gravitas in an industry do not have the same energy level as the young, but Kelly Foster's energy level is sky high while also having weather forecasting gravitas. More Uncle Henry Show next.
Hey, this is Uncle Henry. I want to tell you about a dentist I found in Mobile named H. Radcliffe Brown Jr. When I moved back to town, I asked people if they could recommend a dentist, and they recommended Radcliffe Brown. I had a cracked tooth. I needed a crown on it. I went to see Dr. Brown at his office, 1501 University Boulevard, and he had just remodeled with state-of-the-art technology. So he was able to make the crown for me while I waited. It was a same-day crown, no temporary crown, and it fit perfectly. Dr. Brown has a family-friendly practice. He offers a wide range of services, including cleanings, whitening, cosmetic bonding, the same-day crowns I just told you about, veneers, bridges, dentures, partials. He restores implants. If you're a new patient, you can get a new patient appointment within just a few days. Remember the name. It's H. Radcliffe Brown, Jr. Call him at 251-342-5636. While his website is under construction, you can look for him on Facebook. Look for H. Radcliffe Brown, Jr. Dentist on Facebook.
We hope you had a great Father's Day weekend, and I hope Dad got him a Harley. Huh? Hey, Chip Nelson, Rockets Rush Chairman. Whether it's pre-loved or new, the time is right at Harley-Davidson of Pensacola to ride into this summer like never before. And one ride is all it takes. You can take a free test ride on any Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Schedule it in advance. You can also get pre-qualified on their website without using your social, and it won't affect your credit score. At PensacolaHarley.com or ride into that beautiful dealership on Highway 29 in Car City.
If you want to sell your home, if you need to sell your home, get in touch with my real estate agent, Sandy Frost of Roberts Brothers. Sandy Frost sells homes fast. I've worked with Sandy, and so has Bob. Bob, tell us about your experience with Sandy Frost.
The real issue with us is this was a house that was, quite frankly, not an easy sell. It was one that was in a local.
Hey, Facebook. Hey, Facebook. Now, in fact, I'm looking at, we were talking about Kelly Foster and the energy level, she's a ray of sunshine. And by the way, hello again to Scotty White of ScottyWhite.com, who continues to watch on Facebook. Scotty White has told me that the best part of my show that's actually on the radio, you can take it or leave it. The part of the show that he really likes is just the on Facebook only part. So this is for you, Scotty. I see that one of the Facebook viewers mentions that Kelly Foster is a ray of sunshine with 4 children, a husband, and a job that requires her to be on call. Now think about that. She's got the 4 children and lives in Mississippi and drives in and has been doing this drive, I'm sure, well over a decade. Maybe 15 years. That commute. For her to have energy after commuting, I had to give up my commute for my mental health. That's why I moved back to Mobile. I said, I've had it. I've had it. Kelly Foster is she's well adjusted apparently, and she has not lost her mind the way I did. Where I lost my mind, and I had to give up my commute and move close to work. Kelly Foster apparently is very stable and a ray of sunshine. All right, let's see. We're going back to radio, so stand by. Speaking of Kelly Foster.
With a clear title to your car. More money in your pocket and low rates. Visit alwaysmoney.com for the store nearest you. Subject to approval.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Kemco Metal Buildings Weather Center.
Good Wednesday to you, everybody. We do have a tropical storm warning in effect from Mobile and Baldwin County until further notice. This does include our coastal waters just offshore, out 60 nautical miles, all due to Tropical Storm Cindy. It's not going to make a landfall in our area, but we could be dealing with some tropical storm force winds across the area and some torrential downpours. I'm Kelly Foster for Local 15 News in this iHeartRadio station.
This morning at 9, Ask the Expert, then Rush at 11. Right now, it's Uncle Henry on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM 99.5 FM, The Jag. We've spent the morning following the tropical weather, Tropical Storm Cindy, and we'll continue to do it through the day on all of our radio stations here with iHeartMedia, with updates throughout the day. Not just from our own personalities, but also from Local 15's meteorologists and their news department. So you'll have that nearby when you need it on your radio as you go throughout the day. We did have Kelly Foster on about 30 minutes ago from Local 15 when she told us that we could expect anywhere from 4 to 5 additional inches of rain in the next 24 hours. And I started to get communications from people about Kelly Foster. 60-year-old Chris in West Loxley emailed to say that Kelly Foster is a ray of sunshine. A ray of sunshine. And I agree, as I'm now intrigued at her energy level and need to talk to her perhaps off the air about nutrition, whatever she's doing, I need to learn so that I can have some kind of energy. I don't have any energy, of course. As you can tell by listening, I've got very little in the tank at all times. And her tank seems full with energy, and she's revved up and raring to go. But yes, a ray of sunshine. And I've got another email on Kelly Foster's appearance on the show. Subject line on the email is Kelly. Email reads, Kelly is kind on the eyes. Wonder if she prefers Little Feat or Waylon Jennings music. And then also, when will the Republicans start working? Next year? And that email from Jimmy the Economist. Jimmy, let me address your questions. Wondering what she prefers. I just met her on the phone this morning, so I don't know anything about her musical preferences, and I don't know if it's proper to ask, especially during tropical weather, but at some point in the future, I hope that we can learn about her musical preferences. And you also mentioned the Republicans. When will they start working? That is an excellent question. Jimmy, and yes, we've talked very little politics this morning or current events due to the weather, but just a brief aside to you, Jimmy the Economist. The Republicans hold the presidency and a majority in the House of Representatives and a majority in the Senate. And if they don't do anything with it, then why would anybody vote for them? So I don't know when they'll start working, but they better need to figure it out, because if they don't do something, people aren't going to want to vote for them anymore. Jimmy, thank you for your email. Let's see. Before we're out of time here, Ariel, please join me. Ariel's been this has been one of her busiest mornings with producing video, answering phones, making sure that the people watching on television earlier were getting all the weather, getting radar, all these different things. And Ariel's also making sure that we have the news from Darwin and the weather from Kelly Foster, and so you've kind of had a workout this morning.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of feeling the results of the running back and forth up and down the hall and around the building to get everything in place. But it's been pretty cool to do it. Now,
we've had cancellations locally where summer schools were canceled in Mobile and Baldwin, and so many, just a long list of summer camps, places that you would take your kids.
Right.
They've been canceled. But isn't tonight pole fitness class night?
Yes, and it actually has already been canceled.
It has?
Yes, it's already been canceled.
Wow, so the weather is so bad that the pole dancing fitness class has been canceled.
Yes, which I had no plans on going anyway. The weather is way too bad. So, yeah.
How about that? The weather has affected even the pole fitness class.
The studios will be closed all day today.
Okay, well, I know you're going to miss the class.
Yeah, I am. But I would much rather stay inside on a rainy day than have to travel out in the streets. You know, some people are crazy and they can't drive.
Ariel, it is an observation that we make every day of our lives.
Right?
Every day of our lives.
Wet or dry, they are just terrible drivers.
Yesterday, there was somebody that was trying to I saw somebody on Mont Lamar yesterday that I was certain that they would end up in the hospital by the end of the day.
That bad, huh?
just by the way they were driving, and when you add the fact that water on the road may make it difficult to come to a stop when you need to stop,
It's like you want to get to the stoplight, roll down your window and ask, are you okay? Like, are you in that big of a rush? Because you're being a jerk.
Yes. So you, the listener, I know you don't pay attention when people tell you to be careful, but
right.
Watch out for other people today.
Because it's like, well, who are you to tell me to be careful? Well, I'm a person that could probably help save your life or your insurance rate from going up.
Most
definitely. It's your decision.
All right. Well, Ariel, great job today. Thank you.
Thank you.
For all your help. Ariel did some new things with the video today. I know that's of no great interest to the radio listener, but we're always trying to improve. I'm on a quest. I've had a great, with all this rain, Tropical Storm Cindy, watching all the rain, I've managed to stay in synchronization with my umbrella for the first time in years. Usually my umbrella's in the car and I'm in the house, or I'm in the car and the umbrella's in the house. But this week the umbrella's been with me and I've been in sync with the umbrella, and it's been fantastic. All right, look, we're going to, coming up, we'll continue to keep you updated on both the JAG and on News Radio 710 WNTM with all the weather that you need to know about as we go through the day. You're going to want to stay informed, because if we get the additional inches of rain as we expect, the driving conditions will be lousy. So keep it with our radio stations. We'll keep you up to date. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. Much appreciated. Ariel and I both need the paycheck.